Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's WCHA Weekend Preview and a Championship edition of Huskies All Access. I'm Alec Ausmus. Now the St. Cloud State Huskies joined the WCHA back in 1991, and this past weekend captured the program's first McNaughton Cup. Congratulations to the entire team for this great accomplishment. The Gophers will look to rebound tomorrow night on the road at number 15, Ohio State. From Williams Arena, Alec Ausmus, Fox 9 Sports. If running and lifting weights isn't the exercise you're looking for, you've got other options. Coming up next, Justin Akins will be in with sports, but I will have a recap of the Huskies' big game with the Badgers for their second straight trip to the Final Five and the last Final Five in WCHA history. That's a wrap from the pregame show. The first home ice puck drop is just moments away. Husky production starts now.
Selling tickets.
You may have needed a little luck to find tickets outside the XL Energy Center over the weekend. Fans and alumni faithful filled the seats to watch the final games of a long-lasting hockey tradition.
Kind of a sad thing to hear, but knowing that we're into the new NCHC conference, that we're still going to have a lot of these good rivals and just moving on to bigger and better things, I guess.
St. Cloud State joined the WCHA back in 1990 and made their first trip to the Final Five tournament in '94. In 2000, the tournament moved from the Civic Center to the XL Center in St. Paul and hasn't changed since then, moving tradition through the generations.
Oh, it means a ton. We're going to be sorry to see him go down here, but we've been coming. This has been a family tradition since it was the Civic Center, so we're glad to be here, and I hope they go all the way.
62 years and 37 national champions have made up this legendary hockey conference. It all comes to an end next season, as Minnesota and Wisconsin will be joining the Big Ten.
Not real pleased about it. I'd like to see the Gophers still in the WCHA.
Is it kind of a tradition for you?
Absolutely. Sure. Absolutely. Not happy about the Big Ten.
Over half the teams in the new conference are still going to be from the old WCHA, so we're still going to keep most of our rivals. And
6 teams from the WCHA are moving to the NCHC next season. That inaugural championship tournament has already been booked at the Target Center in Minneapolis, ending an old tradition, but creating a new one.
Huskies are gonna win.
Yeah, there we go. Alec Ausmus, UTVS News.
Feeds the slot, Host-Husky scores!
The St. Cloud State wrestling program is no stranger to success. Last season, the team finished as the runner-up at the NCAA Division II Championships for the second straight year. They also finished the 2012 season with a perfect 21-0 dual meet record. That undefeated record is back this season, along with another conference championship. Not to mention tying the Division II record by winning 47 consecutive dual matches set back in 1996 by Pittsburgh Johnstown. This year's squad is loaded with talent, led by senior Seamus O'Grady, ranked #1 in the country for middleweights, and has the mentality of being the best.
I do a lot of self-talk, I talk to myself, I tell myself that just go out there and just wrestle at your greatest potential and you'll do fine, and like nobody can keep up with you, you're in the best shape ever. Nobody in the country can even touch you in conditioning because of my running.
Aside from wrestling, O'Grady competes on the cross-country and track team for St. Cloud State, but athletics isn't the only passion fueling the fire. Through a campus ministry group, O'Grady spent time in Mongolia, teaching kids how to wrestle on the mat and through the glory of God.
He's not a normal individual, and I mean that in a good way. He has a lot of characteristics that a lot of people don't have. He's very creative. And I think with his creativity skills and along with his work ethic and passion for anything that he has an interest in, he's going to be successful.
On a day when breaking 0 degrees is a luxury, and for many the thought of going outside is impossible, these guys are hard at work. Squaring off and measuring down to the exact inch, unloading truckload after truckload, and hammering in piece by piece to create one of these. For the second straight year, Lake George was the site of the Granite City Pond Hockey Championships. Players of all ages took the ice for this growing event.
I think it's amazing. Seeing the lights come on tonight and last night, it's amazing. Downtown St. Cloud, it's a great backdrop, and for these kids to get a chance to use Lake George at how it was used back in the 1950s, 1960s, it's absolutely amazing.
Lake George actually got its name back in 1855, but it wasn't until 1867 that its first skating rink was built. It was described to be one of the largest rinks in Minnesota. Over 42 teams took the ice this year, which held up nicely in the cold temperatures.
It's a blast. The ice is actually pretty decent. There's some major cracks, but for the most part, the weather's keeping it pretty hard.
Players and spectators had some relief from the cold this year. A giant tent equipped with an ice bar and hot dogs was built, making a great locker room for many, but some actually enjoyed the weather.
Well, today is a great day. I mean, as I said, the weather's great and the ice is great. And like everybody's out here, it's just a great atmosphere out here today.
From day to night, the pucks kept flying and the skates kept gliding, leaving quite the sight for restoring some local history under the lights in the middle of the Granite City. Alec Ausmus, UTVS News.